Welcome back, everyone. If you're an agency owner or otherwise, then you've definitely heard of outsourcing, otherwise known as white labeling, which is pretty much letting somebody else do the labor or the heavy lifting while you just focus on the client management and sales and stuff like that. So today, we're going to focus on the 10 big benefits of white labeling your agency services today. So the first reason to white label your agency services is that it is cost effective. In other words, it will save you money. Now, when you're starting a business or agency or whatever it might be, you have a few different options on how you're going to deliver those services, whether it be SEO or web design or web development or ad management or whatever it might be. Now, it ultimately comes down to two options. Number one is in-house. In other words, hiring somebody into your business, and let's just say full-time, to do the labor for you. Now, on the other hand, you could hire an agency. In other words, you could white label it, somebody that will do the work for you while you do pretty much the rest. So anyway, you probably don't need me to tell you that hiring an employee is a huge pain in the butt and costs a ton of money, as opposed to hiring a white label agency, which you can cut off at any time and who knows what they're doing and who pretty much does this every day. The next benefit to white labeling your agency services is not only that it saves your money, but also, and maybe more importantly, that it saves your time. Now, whether you run those Facebook ads or those Google ads, or you build those websites yourself, in any case, if you offload those tasks onto somebody else, then that regains you all of that time. Now, whether that be on branding or research and development or whatever it might be, the point is that if you offload all of those tasks and you give them to somebody else, like I mentioned, not only will that save you money instead of hiring somebody, that will save you a ton of time versus doing it yourself. The next benefit to white labeling your agency services is flat out peace of mind. In other words, just being comfortable, being happy, and knowing that your clients and customers are getting exactly what they are paying for. Now, whether they are paying you $500 a month, a week, $5,000, $5 million, or whatever it might be, the point is that if you offload your Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO, website building, or whatever it might be, you know that they know what they're doing because they focus on it. That's all that they do, and they deliver a good product and the customers will be satisfied. The next benefit to white labeling your agency services is having actual access to professionals and their tools. In other words, we all know that you can't be a professional at everything. You can't be a pro and keep up with all the trends in Facebook ads, in Google ads, in SEO, in website building, in the 100 other digital marketing factors. But if you let somebody else handle all of those things, keep up with all of those trends, all of those algorithms, all of those and so forth, the point is that if you offload or just pretty much transfer those tasks to somebody who focuses on that thing, keeps up with those trends and algorithms and so forth, and not to mention, they have the tools, they have the software so that you don't have to collect all of those things, then of course, I know we've already mentioned it, but that saves you time and money, and that just gives you peace of mind for you, not to mention your clients. The next reason to white label your agency services might be the most important reason, which is to get you more sales, revenue, and profit. Now, I know that seems kind of basic, but this is extremely important, obviously, because if you have somebody behind you handling all the dirty work or labor or whatever you want to call it, then that allows you to focus more time on sales, to get more clients, to focus your time on follow-up and stuff like that, which ultimately leads to you getting more money, more sales, and maybe most importantly, I know there's a little up and down here, to getting more profit and making your agency more profitable. The next reason to white label your agency services is that it allows you to scale and pay as you go and pay as you grow. In other words, most agencies learn that as they grow, in other words, which is a pretty good problem, that their biggest bottleneck against growth is actually their team's bandwidth. In other words, their capabilities and how much they can handle at a time. But if you have a team behind you that can grow with you or can grow as you grow, then of course that is a huge benefit. So whether you have 3 clients or 300, you know you have a team behind you that can help you scale and grow with you. The next reason to white label your agency services is to focus on your specialty and or on what you do best. In other words, it doesn't matter what your favorite step is or what you're best at. Whether you're focused on sales or outreach or follow-up or conversions or traffic or whatever it might be, if you can offload or transfer most of that labor to somebody else who can do most of the heavy lifting for you, of course, then you can focus on what you do best, whichever step that may be, whether it's sales or delivery or follow-up or whatever it might be. The next reason to white label your agency services is to add depth and breadth. In other words, to be able to go deeper and wider. Now, pretty much every freelancer and agency on earth has ran into this situation before, where they tell their client, hey, I think you should do XYZ. And then the client says, oh, okay, great. You'll do that, right? And you say, oh, actually, I don't do that. Well, this is exactly where the white labeling comes in here. Because if you tell somebody, oh, you need to build a website. Oh, you need to run Google Ads. Oh, you should get on Facebook. Oh, you should create social media content. Oh, you need SEO. They are going to assume you do that for them, which for better or worse, you may or may not. In any case, the point is that when you give somebody advice, they naturally assume that you will do that for them. But most businesses, for better or worse, don't, which is exactly where white labeling comes in. The next reason to white label your agency services is to get and or keep the credit. So let's say you tell your client, hey, I think you should do Facebook ads. Hey, I think you need a new website. Hey, I think you need SEO. Hey, I think you should be on TikTok or Facebook or whatever it might be. Now, whether you deliver those services yourself or not, if you have a team behind you who actually delivers those services privately, let's just say on the back end, you are the one who gets the credit. So let's say I walk up to somebody and I say, hey, I think you should have Facebook ads. And they say, yeah, you're right. Here's $2,000. Do what you got to do. Now, you could have a white label agency behind you delivering those services, running those ads, doing the heavy lifting and so forth, but you're the one who gets the credit. So they think you're the smart one, you're the brilliant one, you're the strategist and stuff like that. The next reason to white label your agency services is to flat out streamline your process. So whether you offer Facebook ads or Google ads or SEO or website development or whatever it might be, the point is that whether you deliver those services or not, having a team behind you that can deliver those services makes your process much, much smoother. So if you tell somebody, hey, I think you need a website. Okay, do you do that for me? Well, now you do. Oh, I think you should run Facebook ads. Oh, do you do that? Now you do. Or SEO or Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever it might be. And the absolute number one reason to white label your agency services is to hit the like button and subscribe below. If you learned something interesting today, it does help a lot. For more help with hiring or outsourcing your services, finding your niche, clarifying your customer, your offer, and improving your leads and sales, then grab my Fill Your Funnel workbook below, which will be a course soon. Otherwise, you can book a free strategy call with me there as well. Well, that wraps us up for today. Thanks everybody for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.